Hello students. Today we have discussed about the transportation in animals and plants. Before starting this video, please like and subscribe to my channel LinkedIn Pharma. Introduction to transportation in animals and plants. Transportation is a vital process in both animals and plants, ensuring the efficient movement of essential substances throughout their bodies. While animals have specialized circulatory systems, plants rely on a complex network of tissues to achieve the distribution of water, nutrients, and other vital compounds. Understanding these transportation mechanisms is crucial to grasp the fundamental functions that sustain life in both the animal and plant kingdoms. Circulatory system. The circulatory system is a vital organ system in animals, including humans, responsible for transporting essential substances throughout the body. It consists of blood vessels, the heart, and the rhythmic heartbeat. Blood is a fluid connective tissue that carries various substances, such as oxygen, nutrients, hormones, and waste products, to different parts of the body. It is composed of red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets, and plasma. Red blood cells carry oxygen, while white blood cells play a role in the immune system, and platelets aid in blood clotting. Red blood cells, RBCs. Red blood cells, also known as erythrocytes, are the most abundant cells in the blood. Their primary function is to transport oxygen from the lungs to various tissues and organs in the body. RBCs contain a protein called hemoglobin, which binds to oxygen in the lungs and releases it in areas with low oxygen concentration. The unique biconcave shape of RBCs provides a large surface area for efficient oxygen exchange. After delivering oxygen, RBCs return to the lungs to pick up more oxygen and continue the cycle. White blood cells, WBCs. White blood cells, also called leukocytes, play a crucial role in the immune system's defense against infections and diseases. Unlike RBCs, WBCs are less numerous but highly diverse in types and functions. Some WBCs engulf and destroy harmful microorganisms through a process called phagocytosis, while others produce antibodies that target specific pathogens. WBCs also play a role in the inflammatory response, helping to heal damaged tissues. Platelets, or thrombocytes, are tiny cell fragments present in the blood. Their primary function is to aid in blood clotting, which is essential in preventing excessive bleeding when a blood vessel is damaged. When a blood vessel is injured, platelets aggregate at the site of injury, forming a plug that helps seal the wound. This process, along with the clotting factors in the blood, forms a fibrin network that reinforces the plug and forms a stable clot. Plasma is a vital component of blood and serves as the liquid matrix in which blood cells and other components are suspended. It is a pale yellow, straw-colored fluid that constitutes about 55% of the total blood volume in humans. The composition of plasma is quite complex, consisting of water, approximately 90%, as well as various dissolved substances, including proteins, electrolytes, nutrients, waste products, and hormones. Plasma plays a crucial role in maintaining homeostasis within the body. It is responsible for transporting nutrients, hormones, and waste products, as well as helping to regulate body temperature and blood pressure. Additionally, plasma's protein component is essential for blood clotting, immune responses, and maintaining the proper balance of fluid between blood vessels and surrounding tissues. During blood donation, plasma can be collected separately from whole blood through a process called plasmapheresis. Plasma donations are often used to produce various medical products, including clotting factors for patients with bleeding disorders, immunoglobulins for immune-related conditions, and albumin for patients with low protein levels. Together, these components of blood work harmoniously to ensure proper oxygen delivery, immune defense, and clotting mechanisms in the body. Any disruption in the balance or function of these blood components can lead to various health issues, highlighting the vital role blood plays in maintaining overall well-being. Blood vessels. Blood vessels form an extensive network of tubes that carry blood to and from all parts of the body. There are three main types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. Arteries carry oxygenated blood away from the heart to the body tissues, while veins return deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Capillaries are tiny, thin-walled vessels that facilitate the exchange of nutrients, gases, and waste products between blood and body tissues. Blood vessels are an essential part of the circulatory system, responsible for transporting blood throughout the body. There are two main types of blood vessels, arteries and veins. Arteries. Arteries are blood vessels that carry oxygenated blood away from the heart and distribute it to various tissues and organs throughout the body. They have thick, elastic walls that can withstand the pressure generated by the heart's powerful contractions during systole, the heart's pumping phase. As arteries move farther away from the heart and branch out into smaller vessels called arterioles, their walls become thinner, but they still maintain some elasticity to regulate blood flow. Arteries are responsible for delivering oxygen and nutrients to body tissues, fueling their functions and supporting metabolic processes. The largest artery in the body is the aorta, which originates from the heart's left ventricle and branches into smaller arteries that supply blood to the entire body. Veins. Veins are blood vessels that carry deoxygenated blood back to the heart from the body tissues. After the oxygen and nutrients have been delivered to the tissues, blood returns to the heart through veins to be reoxygenated in the lungs and continue the circulatory cycle. Unlike arteries, veins have thinner and less elastic walls. To counteract the force of gravity and help propel blood towards the heart, veins contain one-way valves that prevent backflow. The contraction of surrounding muscles during movement also assists in pushing blood towards the heart. The largest vein in the body is the superior vena cava, which brings deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body to the right atrium of the heart, and the inferior vena cava, which does the same for the lower part of the body. Capillaries. Capillaries are tiny, thin-walled blood vessels that form an extensive network throughout the body, connecting arterioles, small arteries, and venules, small veins. Their structure allows for efficient exchange of nutrients, gases, and waste products between the blood and the surrounding tissues. Capillaries are essential for the proper functioning of organs and tissues throughout the body. Their efficient exchange of nutrients and waste products is crucial for cellular metabolism and maintaining homeostasis. Without the intricate capillary network, the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to cells and the removal of waste products would be compromised, leading to detrimental effects on overall health and organ function. Heart. The heart is a powerful muscular organ responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. It has 4 chambers, 2 atria and 2 ventricles. The right side of the heart receives deoxygenated blood from the body and pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation. The left side of the heart receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it to the rest of the body. The heart with 4 chambers is a complex and vital organ responsible for pumping blood throughout the body. It is found in mammals, including humans, and birds. This 4-chambered heart is a key feature of the double circulation system, which ensures efficient oxygenation of blood and delivery of oxygen-rich blood to the body's tissues. The heart is divided into 2 sides, each containing 2 chambers. Right atrium. The right atrium is one of the upper chambers of the heart. It receives deoxygenated blood from the body through 2 large veins, the superior vena cava, which brings blood from the upper body, and the inferior vena cava, which brings blood from the lower body. Right ventricle. The right ventricle is located below the right atrium. When the right atrium contracts, it pushes deoxygenated blood into the right ventricle. The right ventricle then contracts, pumping the deoxygenated blood into the pulmonary artery. Left atrium. The left atrium is the other upper chamber of the heart. It receives oxygenated blood from the lungs through 4 pulmonary veins. Left ventricle. The left ventricle is situated beneath the left atrium. When the left atrium contracts, it pushes oxygenated blood into the left ventricle. The left ventricle, being the most muscular chamber, then contracts powerfully, sending the oxygenated blood into the aorta, the largest artery in the body. The heart's 4-chambered structure ensures that oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood remain separated and do not mix, thus maintaining the efficiency of oxygen delivery to the body's tissues. The oxygen-poor blood is pumped to the lungs to receive oxygen, while the oxygen-rich blood is distributed throughout the body to sustain various physiological processes. As the heart contracts and relaxes rhythmically, it creates the heartbeat, the characteristic sound of the heart pumping. The coordinated contractions of the heart chambers maintain a continuous flow of blood, allowing the body to receive the oxygen and nutrients it needs to function optimally. Overall, the four-chambered heart is a remarkable example of specialized anatomy and physiology, essential for sustaining life and ensuring the proper functioning of the circulatory system in mammals and birds. Heartbeat. The heartbeat is the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart muscles, which results in the pumping of blood. It is controlled by specialized cells in the heart called the sinoatrial node, SA node, or the pacemaker of the heart. The SA node generates electrical impulses that spread throughout the heart, causing it to contract in a coordinated manner, pumping blood efficiently. Key points about the heartbeat include: origin. The heartbeat is initiated and controlled by specialized cells within the heart called the sinoatrial node, SA node, or the natural pacemaker of the heart. The SA node generates electrical impulses that spread through the heart, causing its muscles to contract in a coordinated manner. Cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle consists of two phases, diastole and systole. During diastole, the heart muscles relax, allowing the heart chambers to fill with blood. In contrast, during systole, the heart muscles contract, pumping blood out of the heart and into the blood vessels. Heart rate. The heart rate refers to the number of times the heart beats per minute, BPM. It is influenced by various factors, including age, physical activity, emotions, and overall health. A resting heart rate for adults typically ranges between 60 and 100 BPM, but it may be lower in well-trained athletes. Regulation. The heartbeat is regulated by the autonomic nervous system, specifically the sympathetic and parasympathetic divisions. The sympathetic nervous system accelerates heart rate and increases the force of contractions, while the parasympathetic nervous system slows down heart rate and promotes relaxation. Auscultation. The heartbeat can be heard through a stethoscope by listening to the sounds produced by the heart's valves as they open and close during the cardiac cycle. The first sound, lub, is caused by the closing of the atrioventricular valves, and the second sound, dub, is caused by the closing of the semilunar valves. Any irregularities in the heartbeat, such as arrhythmias, abnormal rhythms, can have significant implications for health and may require medical evaluation and treatment. Monitoring the heartbeat is a vital part of assessing cardiovascular health and diagnosing potential heart-related conditions. Overall, the heartbeat is a fundamental physiological process that ensures the continuous circulation of blood, supplying oxygen and nutrients to body tissues and maintaining the proper functioning of organs and systems within the body. Important points. Pulse. Pulse refers to the rhythmic expansion and contraction of the arterial walls as blood is pumped by the heart throughout the body. It can be felt at certain points on the body, such as the wrist, radial pulse, neck, carotid pulse, or the inner side of the elbow, brachial pulse. The pulse rate is an essential indicator of the heart's activity and overall cardiovascular health. Pulse rate. Pulse rate is the number of times the heart beats per minute, BPM, and is commonly used to measure heart rate. It provides valuable information about a person's cardiovascular fitness and can vary based on age, physical activity, emotions, and overall health. A normal resting pulse rate for adults typically ranges between 60 and 100 beats per minute, but it may be lower in well-trained athletes. Capillaries. Capillaries are the smallest and most numerous blood vessels in the body. They connect the arterioles, small arteries, and venules, small veins, and form an intricate network that facilitates the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products between the blood and surrounding tissues. The thin walls of capillaries allow for diffusion and enable the delivery of essential substances to cells while collecting waste products for removal. Blood donation. Blood donation is a voluntary process in which individuals, known as donors, give a portion of their blood to be used for medical purposes. Donated blood is a critical resource for various medical treatments, surgeries, and emergencies. It is separated into its components, such as red blood cells, plasma, platelets, and white blood cells, which can be used to treat different medical conditions. Blood donation is a safe and regulated procedure carried out by trained healthcare professionals. Donors are usually screened for eligibility to ensure the safety of both the donor and the recipient. Regular blood donations are essential to maintain an adequate and reliable blood supply for patients in need. In conclusion, understanding pulse rate, capillaries, and blood donation is essential in monitoring cardiovascular health, facilitating nutrient exchange, and providing life-saving medical treatments through donated blood. Excretion in animals. Excretion. Excretion is the process by which waste products and harmful substances are removed from an organism's body to maintain a stable internal environment. It is a vital biological function that helps eliminate metabolic wastes, excess substances, and toxic compounds that can be harmful if allowed to accumulate. Excretion system. The excretion system, also known as the urinary system or renal system, is a complex network of organs and structures responsible for the elimination of waste products from the body. In humans, the excretory system primarily includes the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Excretion in animals. Excretion is a critical process in all living organisms, ensuring the removal of waste materials that result from metabolism and other bodily functions. The excretory system in animals varies across different species, depending on their evolutionary adaptations and environmental demands. In mammals, birds, and some reptiles, the kidneys play a central role in excretion, filtering blood to produce urine. Fish excrete waste products mainly through their gills and kidneys, while insects and many other invertebrates eliminate waste through specialized structures called Malpighian tubules. In summary, excretion is a fundamental process that enables organisms to rid themselves of waste materials and maintain internal balance. The excretion system, particularly in humans, involves the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra, working together to remove metabolic waste and maintain a healthy internal environment. Different animals have evolved various excretory mechanisms suited to their specific physiological and environmental needs. Excretory system in humans. The excretory system in humans is a crucial system responsible for removing waste products and maintaining the body's internal balance. It primarily consists of the kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Kidneys. The kidneys are two bean-shaped organs located in the upper abdominal cavity, one on each side of the spine. They are the primary filtering units of the excretory system and play a vital role in maintaining the body's internal environment. The kidneys filter waste products, excess substances such as water, electrolytes, and minerals, and toxins from the blood, producing a concentrated fluid called urine. Urine is the liquid waste product produced by the kidneys. It contains dissolved metabolic waste materials, excess water, electrolytes such as sodium, potassium, and calcium, urea, creatinine, and other substances. The process of urine formation involves filtration, reabsorption, and secretion in the kidneys. Ureters. The ureters are thin muscular tubes that connect each kidney to the urinary bladder. They transport urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder for temporary storage. Peristaltic contractions of the ureter walls help propel urine down into the bladder. Urinary bladder. The urinary bladder is a muscular sac located in the lower abdomen, just behind the pubic bone. Its primary function is to store urine until it is ready to be expelled from the body. When the bladder fills to a certain capacity, stretch receptors send signals to the brain, leading to the sensation of the urge to urinate. Urethra. The urethra is a tube that connects the urinary bladder to the external opening of the body, allowing urine to be eliminated from the body. In males, the urethra serves a dual function, as it is also a conduit for semen during ejaculation. The excretory system is crucial for maintaining the body's water and electrolyte balance, regulating blood pressure, and eliminating waste products and toxins. The process of urine formation in the kidneys plays a vital role in keeping the body's internal environment stable and preventing the accumulation of harmful substances. Overall, the excretory system in humans efficiently eliminates waste materials, allowing the body to function optimally and maintain homeostasis. Proper functioning of this system is essential for overall health and well-being. Dialysis. Dialysis is a medical procedure used to remove waste products and excess fluids from the blood when the kidneys are unable to perform their normal function. It is a life-saving treatment for individuals with kidney failure or end-stage renal disease, ESRD, to maintain the body's internal balance and prevent the buildup of harmful substances. There are two primary types of dialysis. Hemodialysis. Hemodialysis is the most common form of dialysis. During hemodialysis, blood is circulated outside the body through a special filter known as a dialyzer or artificial kidney. The dialyzer is a semi-permeable membrane that allows waste products and excess fluids to pass through while returning purified blood back to the body. To initiate hemodialysis, a vascular access point is created, usually through the insertion of a catheter, or by creating an arteriovenous fistula or graft in the arm. The patient's blood is then pumped through the dialyzer, where it undergoes filtration and is cleansed of waste products. The purified blood is then returned to the body through another tube connected to the vascular access point. Hemodialysis is typically performed 3 times a week in specialized medical facilities, and each session lasts for several hours. Peritoneal dialysis. Peritoneal dialysis is an alternative form of dialysis that can be performed at home by the patient. It involves using the peritoneum, a membrane lining the abdominal cavity, as the dialysis filter. A sterile dialysis solution, called dialysate, is introduced into the abdominal cavity through a soft tube called a catheter. Waste products and excess fluids from the blood diffuse through the peritoneum into the dialysate. After a specific dwell time, the used dialysate is drained from the abdomen, along with the accumulated waste and fluids. Peritoneal dialysis can be performed manually several times a day or with the assistance of a machine that automatically cycles the dialysate in and out of the abdomen throughout the day and night. Both types of dialysis are essential treatments for patients with kidney failure, as they help remove waste products, balance electrolytes, and maintain the body's fluid balance. While dialysis can be life-prolonging, it is not a cure for kidney failure, and kidney transplantation may be considered as a more permanent solution for eligible candidates. Transport of substances in plants. In plants, the transport of substances is essential to distribute water, nutrients, and other vital compounds throughout the plant's various tissues and organs. This transportation occurs through two main systems, the xylem and the phloem. Xylem. The xylem is responsible for the upward transport of water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. It is composed of specialized cells, including vessel elements and tracheids, which form long, hollow tubes. The movement of water and minerals in the xylem occurs primarily through a process called transpiration. Transpiration is the loss of water vapor from the leaves through tiny pores called stomata. As water is lost from the leaves, a negative pressure or tension is created, pulling water up from the roots through the xylem vessels to replace the lost water. This continuous flow of water from the roots to the leaves is known as the transpiration stream. The cohesion tension theory explains the mechanism behind water movement in the xylem. It suggests that water molecules are attracted to each other, cohesion, and to the walls of the xylem vessels, adhesion, allowing them to form a continuous column of water that is pulled upward by transpiration. Phloem. The phloem is responsible for the bidirectional transport of organic compounds, such as sugars, mainly sucrose, amino acids, and hormones, throughout the plant. It is composed of specialized cells called sieve tube elements, which form long sieve tubes. These cells are connected by sieve plates, which allow for the movement of materials between adjacent sieve tube elements. The movement of substances in the phloem occurs through a process called translocation. In translocation, sugars and other organic compounds are actively transported from source tissues, where they are produced or stored, e.g., leaves, to sink tissues, where they are utilized or stored, e.g., roots, fruits, and developing tissues. This movement is driven by energy-consuming processes and facilitated by specialized companion cells that assist in loading and unloading substances into the sieve tubes. In summary, the xylem and phloem are the two specialized transport systems in plants responsible for the movement of water, nutrients, and other essential substances. The xylem facilitates the upward transport of water and minerals, driven by transpiration and the cohesion tension mechanism. The phloem, on the other hand, enables the bidirectional movement of organic compounds through translocation, ensuring the distribution of sugars and other essential substances to various parts of the plant. These transport systems play a vital role in maintaining plant growth, development, and overall health. Transport of water and minerals. The transport of water and minerals in plants primarily occurs through a specialized tissue called the xylem. The xylem is responsible for the upward movement of water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the stems, leaves, and other aerial parts of the plant. The process of water and mineral transport in plants involves the following steps. Absorption from the roots. Water and minerals are absorbed from the soil by the root hairs present on the surface of the root system. These root hairs increase the surface area for water uptake and facilitate the diffusion of minerals into the root cells. Pathway through the root. Once inside the root, water and minerals move from cell to cell through the root cortex. The endodermis, a specialized layer of cells in the root, acts as a selective barrier, regulating the entry of substances into the xylem. Movement through the xylem. Water and minerals are transported upward through the xylem vessels and tracheids, which are long, hollow tubes with thick, lignified walls. The cohesion tension theory explains this upward movement. As water evaporates from the leaves through tiny pores called stomata, a process known as transpiration, a negative pressure or tension is created in the xylem. This tension pulls water upward from the roots, through the xylem, to replace the lost water. Cohesion and adhesion. Water molecules exhibit cohesion, meaning they are attracted to each other, and adhesion, meaning they are attracted to the walls of the xylem vessels. These properties allow water molecules to form a continuous column or water column within the xylem. The cohesive and adhesive forces help maintain the integrity of the water column and facilitate its upward movement. Root pressure, optional. In certain circumstances, such as during periods of high soil water availability or in young plants, root pressure can also contribute to the upward movement of water in the xylem. Root pressure is a pressure buildup in the roots that forces water into the xylem vessels. However, this mechanism is not the primary driver of water transport in most plants. The continuous movement of water and minerals through the xylem from the roots to the leaves is essential for several vital functions in plants. It provides the water necessary for photosynthesis, helps cool the plant through transpiration, and maintains the structural integrity of the plant's cells and tissues. The process of water and mineral transport in plants is a remarkable example of adaptation and efficiency, allowing plants to thrive in various environmental conditions. Transpiration. Transpiration is the process by which water is lost from the aerial parts of plants, primarily through the tiny pores called stomata on the surface of leaves. It is a vital part of the plant's water cycle and is driven by various environmental and physiological factors. Key points about transpiration include stomata. Stomata are small openings present mainly on the underside of leaves and sometimes on stems. Each stoma is surrounded by two specialized guard cells that regulate its opening and closing. When the guard cells are turgid, filled with water, the stomata open, allowing for the exchange of gases, including carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, and the release of water vapor. Water movement. Transpiration creates a continuous flow of water from the roots, through the stem and leaves, and into the atmosphere. This movement is often referred to as the transpiration stream. It is driven by the cohesion tension theory, where the loss of water from the leaves through transpiration creates a negative pressure or tension that pulls water upward through the xylem vessels. Factors affecting transpiration. Several factors influence the rate of transpiration in plants. Environmental factors, such as temperature, humidity, wind, and light intensity, can significantly impact transpiration. Higher temperatures and low humidity increase the rate of transpiration, while windy conditions enhance water loss. Additionally, the size and number of stomata, as well as the amount of available water in the soil, also affect transpiration. Role in plant physiology. Transpiration serves various essential functions in plants. It helps transport water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the aerial parts, providing the necessary resources for photosynthesis and other metabolic processes. Transpiration also plays a crucial role in cooling the plant, as water loss through the stomata leads to a cooling effect known as the transpirational cooling or the plant sweat. Regulation. The opening and closing of stomata are tightly regulated by the plant to balance water loss with carbon dioxide uptake for photosynthesis. The control of stomatal aperture is influenced by environmental cues and internal signals, including light, humidity, temperature, and the plant's water status. Transpiration is an important process that sustains plant life, supporting nutrient transport and providing cooling benefits. It also plays a significant role in the Earth's water cycle, as a substantial portion of the water vapor released during transpiration contributes to atmospheric humidity and eventually leads to precipitation. Overall, transpiration is a fundamental and dynamic process that ensures the survival and growth of plants in various ecological settings. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Please like and subscribe to my channel LinkedIn Pharma.